Hi, everyone. It's Garen Cohn with American Warrior Radio. So glad you joined us again. And would you please subscribe to this channel and click on the notifications button, because every Sunday we drop a new episode and you want to be alerted to that. But also share this information, send this out, let it go viral, because this is the greatest information you're going to get. The grapevine's wonderful because we can learn a lot through that. But American Warrior Radio strives hard to give you the best information and the most up-to-date information. Today is no different. This is June, which is month of PTSD awareness, or PTSD Awareness Month. Very important that we focus on that. I want to talk about something that's on everybody's mind, and it has been for over a year now, the Pact Act. Okay? This is an act that Congress passed on August of 2022, expanding the presumptive conditions secondary to toxic exposure. So many of us, while in the military, were exposed to some level of toxin, some environmental toxin, some man-made toxin, burn pits and the such. Even those that are Vietnam era vets qualify under the Pact Act because of the expansion of the disorders that have been listed. I want to get to you about some facts and figures the VA just put out in a press release. They state that they have granted the 1 millionth, that's right, 1 millionth Pact Act related disability. That's a pretty significant accomplishment to grant 1 million claims. That means, and this is the takeaway, that means the VA's been getting away blind. Prior to this act, we were out there suffering, our brothers and sisters in arms, from disorders, which I'll get to in a moment, and had nowhere to go because it was not related to active service. Now, with the Pact Act, there's this presumption. That means if you were in an area, and they do all sorts of background, they do what's called a TERRA memo, toxic exposure risk activity on anybody that files a Pact Act related claim. They do an EILER, which is an exhaustive study on where you were and what was going on during those times. So they know, they're making educated determinations as to your exposure. So they granted the 1 millionth Pact Act. That means, like I said, the VA was getting away blind. Now we're getting some accountability. And those of us that suffer from some toxic exposure related disorder are included. We're brought into the fold. I want to talk about, now they, in this press release, you have to read it carefully because they say presumptive service connection for hundreds of conditions. Well, not really. There may be derivations of the ones I'm going to list here, but not hundreds. What I'm saying is it does cover a whole bunch of hazards that were related to exposure while we were on active duty. Quick little website. As I've always said, va.gov, everything's there. It's an ocean of information. The trouble is trying to find what's in there that applies to you. So here, va.gov, G-O-V /Pact, Papa, Alpha, Charlie, Tango, va.gov /Pact. Let me go over some of the conditions that have been included, and they're talking about making the 1 millionth grant now for disability compensation disability. These cancers are now presumptive, and they're cancers, so it's an awful list, but I got to go through them so that if you or someone you know that served has one of these, they need to file the claim. Okay, they must file a claim. Let me talk about that for a minute. AVET-project.org, Alpha Victor Echo Tango, American Veterans Empowerment Team, AVET-project.org. Upper left, click on the nav button, scroll down, DIY, everything you need, including the application forms, everything you need is right there, and it's easy to find and fairly easy to complete on your own. Let's talk about the disorders. Cancers, brain cancer, gastrointestinal cancer. And this is where he's talking about hundreds of disabilities. And when I say he, that's the Secretary of Department of Veterans Affairs, McDonough. Hundreds of disabilities, derivations of some of these: glioblastoma, head cancer of any type, kidney cancer, lymphoma of any type, melanoma, that's skin cancer, not to be confused with some other skin disorders, but melanoma, neck cancer of any type, pancreatic cancer, which I have heard is one of the most painful cancers that you can have. God bless you if you have it, and I pray to God that you get better and healed. Reproductive cancer of any type, and respiratory/breathing related cancer of any type. So that's a big list. They weren't included prior to the Pact Act. So yay, that's good news. Now, let's also talk about some conditions that are less deadly potentially, but certainly affect so many of us. First on the list, asthma. What? That's a breathing disorder. Asthma that was diagnosed after you left service, not prior to, because you're going to be service connected if it was asthma while you're on active duty. But if you get a diagnosis of asthma after you left service, check. You got the Pact Act working for you for service connected disability compensation. Chronic bronchitis. Notice I didn't say bronchitis. We can all suffer bronchitis from time to time. Chronic bronchitis is now on that list. Here's a big one. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD. It's on the list. Chronic rhinitis. Okay, this is the nasal drip and what have you. Chronic sinusitis. Again, I'm listing those as chronic conditions. They're under the Pact Act. If you have these conditions, you've been diagnosed and you're on medication for them, then you need to file the claim. And you mentioned that it's under the Pact Act. Constrictive bronchitis or obliterative bronchitis. I'm sorry, I'm not a doctor. I don't know what obliterative bronchitis means, but it sounds pretty serious. Emphysema, another lung disorder. Granulomatous disease, interstitial lung disorder, ILD. Pleuritis, again with the lungs. Pulmonary fibrosis, nothing happy about that. Sarcoidosis, and there are more on that list because it also encompasses or brings into the fold all of the Agent Orange related disorders. My point in getting this information to you is if you or someone you know has one of these diagnoses and they served in any theater at any time, they may be eligible under the Pact Act. They have to have the diagnosis. They have to show that they were near a toxic exposure risk activity, a TERA. And the VA is going to help you. They have a duty to assist in developing your claim. So don't be hesitant just because I don't have that information. VA is going to help you. Praise God. They have a duty to assist. So if you have one of those disorders I mentioned, or you know somebody that does, file under the Pact Act, and you may be getting some compensation that before this, you wouldn't have had a chance because it wasn't on the list. I hope this has been helpful to you. Again, please subscribe, click on the notification button, and share this information. It's the only way we're going to get out there. This is Garen Cohn with American Warrior Radio on behalf of my awesome producer, John, and our executive producer, Kim, and Kiki. Bring Kiki over here real quick. This is the star of the show. She's an amazing animal. She is my service animal. Okay, this is her. She's in training. And I'm not going to go over what she does, but she's an amazing dog. With that, I'm going to say, God bless you all. And don't forget, thank a vet.